imperfections every anger. Tomorrow comes and goes before you know. So I just had to let you know the way that Gucci look on you amazing. But nothing can compare the way you naked. Beautiful, 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 got you fed. Saying you the one for me, I need to flex it. Started when we were younger. Swear to God that I loved her. Sorry that your mom found out. Guess that we just really had the thunder. Ain't nobody else that I be under. Beautiful, beautiful life right now. Beautiful, beautiful night right now. No, no, no. Hey, beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Know your imperfections, every anger. Tomorrow comes and goes before you know. So I just had to let you know.
Oh my God, where did the time go? I wish the hours would go slow. How is it 6 a.m.? Your touch is heaven sent. Beautiful, beautiful sight right now. Beautiful, beautiful life right now. Got the angels saying ooh ah right now, like ooh ah. And this is what we got to touch. Feels on the roof, you done it now. Better than your golden kiss. All you dripping from your lips. I think I hit my lucky stars. Darling, don't you know what you are? Yeah, baby, you are.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful angel. Love your imperfections, every anger. Tomorrow comes and goes before you know. I just had to let you know the way that Gucci look on you amazing. But nothing can compare the way you naked. Tomorrow comes and goes before you know. So I just had to let you know. I just had to let you know. Swear to God you're beautiful. Yeah.
It's crazy when the thing you love the most is the detriment. And let that sink in. You can think again when the hand you wanna hold is a weapon and you're nothing but skin. Oh, 'cause I keep digging myself down deeper. Won't stop till I get where you are. I keep running, I keep running, I keep running. They say I may be making a mistake. I would have followed all the way, no matter how far. I know when you go down all your darkest roads, I would have followed all the way to the graveyard. Oh, 'cause I keep digging myself down deeper. I won't stop till I get where you are. I keep running when both my feet hurt. I won't stop till I get where you are. Oh, when you go down all your darkest roads, I would have followed all the way to the graveyard. You look at me with eyes so dark, don't know how you even see. You push right through me. It's getting real. You lock the door, you're drunk at the steering wheel, and I can't conceal. Oh, 'cause I've been digging myself down deeper. I won't stop till I get where you are. I keep running, I keep running, I keep running. They say I may be making a mistake. I would have followed all the way, no matter how far. I know when you go down all your darkest roads, I would have followed all the way to the graveyard. Oh, 'cause I keep digging myself down deeper. I won't stop till I get where you are. I keep running when both my feet hurt. I won't stop till I get where you are. Oh, when you go down all your darkest roads, I would signs can feel like they're butterflies. Oh, 'cause I keep digging myself down deeper. I won't stop till I get where you are. I keep running with both my feet hurt. I won't stop till I get where you are. Oh, when you go down all your diamond roads, how would I follow all the way to the graveyard?
Only the best.
Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Yeah, we'll be counting stars. Like a swinging vine, swing my heart across the line. In my face is flashing signs. Seek it out and ye shall find. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. I feel something so right, doing the wrong thing. And I feel something so wrong, doing the right. I could lie. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Yeah, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. I feel the love and I feel it burn down this river every turn. Hope is our four-letter word. Make that money, watch it burn. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. And I feel something so wrong. We're doing the right thing. I could lie. Everything that drowns me makes me wanna fly. I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Oh, take that money, watch it burn, sing in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sing in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sing in the river the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sing in the river the lessons I learned. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Yeah, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be. Yeah, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Watching Same blood we bleed. Yeah. I don't need GPS figure show me my friend.
Here's Cooper, four-man rush for Florida State, gonna cut it loose. Phil Johnson caught it inside the 10. Phil Johnson on his feet, he'll cut back, and Jacksonville State has won at the Horn. On the final play of the game, Zarek Cooper throws to Phil Johnson, and the Gamecocks have upset the Seminoles. 59 yards.
You know, the first couple of weeks of this season have really made it hit home to me. Got 60 games per weekend. It's 120 teams. Out of those 120, 60 have to lose. 60 have to lose. And if you were featured in today's video, you were one of those 60. Have a good morning. Okay, let's clean up these damn notes. Copious notes. I don't know what I would do without my copious notes. Oh, let me go ahead and do this too. Let's go ahead. Let's get this one. Should we get? Oh, we used the black one this week. We used the black one. We'll put that right there. I think that'll be good. Go ahead and put that there, I guess. I think that. Well, how about there? Yeah, we'll do that. Come over here. What's this? Oh, yeah, okay, right. gotta hurry up and get this video uploaded too. Where's oh my God. Oh boy, this is gonna be a great week. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That Friday hype and hate video is gonna be something too. Look at this. A damn shame cock. Frank Beamer.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp, stomp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. Alright. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Wash your hands, wash, wash, wash. Shake your hands, shake, shake, shake. Brush your teeth, brush, brush, brush. Alright. Good morning.
No. Ohio State's got issues, man. I don't know. I don't know if blind homer or what, but Ohio State's got some serious issues. And I'm not sure they can be fixed during the season, to be honest. I don't think you can get additional players during the season. I mean, I know we have the transfer protocol in college football, but you don't have trades like you do in the NFL. So I'm not sure. Like whatever defensive backs and linebackers are on your team right now, those are the same defensive backs and linebackers that are going to be on your team tomorrow. You know what I mean? Also, the running backs that are on your team, same ones. So I just don't know. I don't know. If I had to bet $1 on is Ohio State going 11-1 or 10-2, I'm going 10-2 right now. It's hard to imagine the Ohio State I've seen play the first couple of weeks win the next. It's hard to imagine that team winning the next 10 games in a row. So I'll tell you this right now. If Penn State and Ohio State were playing this week, Penn State would drag them up and down the field. That's just a fact. And right now, honestly, if it weren't for the fact that you've completely owned Michigan for the last 20 years, Michigan has looked better than Ohio State the first 2 weeks of the season. Now, I would pick Ohio State to beat Michigan if they were playing tomorrow because I don't know what the deal is with Michigan. They can't beat Ohio State to save their life. But, I mean, when you start looking at the teams in the Big Ten, in years past, Ohio State has clearly been the best team from week 1 through the end of the season. Even when they lost to Purdue and Iowa in those years, it was obvious Ohio State was the best team in the Big Ten. That's not obvious today. That's not obvious today. So let's try to keep that in mind if we can. This is a great picture, by the way, sent in by our boy Colby. This is a great one. Coach says, let's get bowl ready. Okay, Coach. How y'all doing today, though? Did y'all have a good weekend? Well, I guess that depends on whether or not you had a good weekend. I guess depends on what team you're a fan of. You know? For example, I had a great weekend. Who else had a good weekend? The Oregon man had a good weekend. The Arkansas man had a good weekend. The Iowa man. Y'all keep Jeff Webster in your prayers, too. Keep Jeff Webster in your prayers. Jeff Webster's the only Iowa State fan I know. Keep him in your prayers. Keep him in your prayers. How bad do y'all think Arkansas is going to lose to Georgia when they play here in a few weeks? 3 touchdowns? Probably 3 touchdowns, be my guess. Good morning.
Suey pigs.
Oh. Yeah. Woo, pig suey.
I'm going to go eat some barbecue later today in celebration of that Razorbacks victory.
Yeah.
But Lou, I'm a little bit perturbed.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, what's going on, Scott?
I'm a little bit perturbed at RG3 and that calling that he...
Yeah. First of all,
he gets...
When did this guy become a broadcast guy? Is this new? I didn't know he was even broadcasting games now until the game on Saturday. Is this his first year?
I think that was his first game, to be honest with you, Lou. I don't know. I hadn't seen him before on anything, and I was surprised when I did see him. And then for him to say, well, there's going to be a lot of quarterback controversy at Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, did anyone get this guy some notes? Is anyone talking in his ear and say, why don't you just shut the hell up? JT Danielson's the starting quarterback. And I'm sure that somebody might have been talking to him, in the background, but he just kept on.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense at all. It didn't make any sense at all. When I'm streaming the Georgia games, I have the volume on, but it's usually turned down pretty low so that my microphone doesn't pick up the game volume and get my stream shut down.
Right.
So I don't hear everything. I don't hear everything the announcers say, but I happen to be paying close attention to the game at the point in time where he started going off about how we're going to have a quarterback controversy between JT Daniels and Stetson Bennett. And up until that point, I didn't even know it was Robert Griffin III. That's how little I pay attention to the announcers when I'm streaming a game. But I heard that, and so I started really paying attention, and then it said on the bottom of the screen, it put both the announcers' names up there, and I was like, look at it, that goddamn RG3. I knew he hurt his leg in the NFL, but he must have bumped his head, too. Quarterback controversy.
I think he bumped his head pretty badly. I think he's still concussed. I was like, well, why? Why would he say something like that in his first broadcast? But he got skewered on Twitter, man.
Oh, yeah.
The Georgia fans came out in droves and told him a new butthole.
Yeah, I knew right away when he said it was potato. And then yesterday there was a bunch of articles like 24/7 Sports and Saturday Down South and stuff like that posted articles about what he said. And then in the article, it had links to a bunch of tweets where people were roasting him on Twitter. And I was like, wow, this guy deserves this. That was just a dumb comment. Let me say this, too. I don't give a shit that Stetson Bennett was whatever he was for however many yards and 1 million touchdowns. I don't care. And to all the people that keep running to my comment section telling me I was wrong, no, I was not wrong. I never said Stetson Bennett was going to come out and play terrible. So anybody should have known Stetson Bennett was going to light up UAB. That was the point.
Mm-hmm.
That was the entire point. Yeah. Would we have beat UAB 56-7 if Carson Beck played the entire game? No. Would we have lost if Stetson Bennett played the entire game? No. And my point is, what on Saturday made Georgia better in November, December, or next year? Nothing. Mm-hmm. What would have made Georgia better in November, December, or next year? Carson Beck playing the entire game. That's what would have made Georgia better. Yeah. Because I'm telling you now, the rest of the season when Carson Beck goes in, he's not throwing the ball. The rest of the season when Carson Beck goes in, he's doing what Brock Vandergrift did when he went in on Saturday. The rest of the season, JT Daniels will be starting, and Carson Beck will come in the last 5 minutes of the game and hand the ball off 1 million times. And next year, we're going to have to listen to Kirby Smart go, well, Carson just doesn't have the experience. Well, why, Kirby? Because you chose to play Stetson Bennett against a middle school team for no reason. Right. It did nothing to further UGA down the road. Nothing. That was my issue before the decision was made to start Stetson Bennett when I was complaining about it, and that's my complaint now. I don't care whether Stetson Bennett came out and went 40 for 40 with 10 touchdowns. It doesn't change the fact that, in my opinion, playing Stetson Bennett did absolutely nothing to further UGA down the road. And to the people saying, well, see, Carson Beck's not any good. Well, then Kirby needs to start answering some questions. Who is good then? I'm tired of hearing that no one is good. Justin Fields was no good. Now Carson Beck's no good.
I'd love to see Brock Vandergrift play. I'd like to see him throw the ball a little bit. I've heard so much about this kid, and he looks like the golden god out there with his beautiful blonde hair and all that. And I'm like, well, let's see this kid play some too. I was with you. Now, did Stetson put on a good game? Yes, but you're right. He was playing against UAB. Todd Monken and Kirby Smart know more than I. I think what they wanted to do is run up a high-scoring game and say, look, this is what Georgia can do in offense. Even with Stetson Bennett, we can do that, and we can do this against UAB, and let's run up a high-scoring game. But I really believe Carson Beck should have played at least all of the third quarter and have Brock Vandergrift play all of the fourth quarter and give them some reps because you were way ahead and at least give those two guys, some time to get on the field and get some reps and throw the ball down the field a little bit.
Yeah, 35-0 at halftime. 35-0
Right.
at halftime. Okay, so even to the people that agreed with starting Stetson Bennett, what is he doing playing in the second half of that game up 35-0? Like it just didn't make any sense to me.
I agree. I agree. I was blown away of how well he did play. Now I'll say that I was just going, oh my God, this kid, he's right on today. He was just, everything was clicking for him today.
I can play the highlights from the game. Every single touch, bomb and touchdown pass that he threw, there wasn't a UAB defender within 20 yards of the receiver.
No, there wasn't.
So I'll give him credit for being able to see a wide open receiver, because I've seen UGA quarterbacks that don't have the ability to do that. But it's not like he was out here throwing the ball into tight windows. I mean, we saw this Stetson Bennett last year. If Stetson Bennett would have played against Clemson, how many interceptions would he have had? You know what I mean? 4. Same thing with Alabama. Yeah. So now what are we going to do now? God forbid JT Daniels gets hurt in a Georgia Tech game. What do you do? What do you do the next week? Play Carson Beck? This guy's thrown 8 passes in his career because you had him backing up Stetson Bennett against UAB. And the other thing is, why has Kirby been pissing down my leg since June? No, since March, telling me JT Daniels is QB1, Carson Beck is QB2. And then the first opportunity he has to prove to me that Carson Beck is QB2, what does he do? He trots Stetson Bennett out there.
Well, right to the beginning of the game, I read that Carson Beck's going to be the starting quarterback. And then when I turned on the game, because Pitt and Tennessee was still on, so I streamed the game, via my Fire Stick, and I'm seeing Stetson Bennett. I'm going, what? What in the hell is Kirby thinking? But, it worked out, but at the same time, you're right. What are we going to do? And I don't understand what an oblique injury is. I looked it up, and it just sounds oblique. It's a parallel type injury. I don't know what that means.
I made the analogy the other day when they kept saying oblique issue. I said, this is like when you're watching wrestling and they say intestinal fortitude. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, something like that. But I was, and JT, I'm watching him on the sidelines. He's just joking around because UAB had a 15-yard penalty, and I could see him, could lip read him going, "Oh no, they just had a penalty." I think he was fine. I think he could have played. Now, did Kirby want to rest him up for the Gamecocks? I guess. Does he think we're going in there for the clash of the Titans? With at Sanford Stadium? There won't be no damn bush pulling up at this game. There won't be none of that. Gamecocks, none of that at all.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be ugly. I'm serious.
Oh my God, they barely got past East Carolina.
Yeah, I think.
Barely got past East Carolina. Yeah, I think it's going to be real ugly. And I surely hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Lou, I'll get to it if you like.
Let's do it. It's time for fake news with everyone's favorite fake news reporter, Scott KERR. Let's go, Scott.
Thank you, Lou. It's time for Lou 2 Fake News, and here's the news fit to be only on the Uncle Lou channel. It's official. David Pollack of ESPN and Tim Tebow, formerly recruited by the Jacksonville Jaguars and then dropped, are lovers. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Both became aware that they were purchasing their HGH and enhanced steroid shots on the same street corner and happened to be members of the same gym, Meatheads. They just signed the papers on a condo in Jacksonville, and Pollack gave Tim a promise ring. "We just get along so well," said Pollack. "We inject each other steroid shots in the butt. We love to work out, and we love to watch football." They expect to be tussling on the floor during the Georgia-Florida game this season, but no hard feelings. They'll both go to bed and read their favorite comics, Archie comic books. All the best to the new couple. In his NIL deal, Bryce Young just landed a podcast. There's been no comment on how much the deal is worth, but is expected to do a podcast for 30 to 45 minutes every Tuesday on iHeartRadio. Coach Nick Saban wasn't happy about it, for he thought that was 30 to 45 minutes of coaching he could do each week for the young quarterback. $800,000 isn't enough for this greedy little bastard, stated Saban. He's already bought 2 Benz from my dealership, and I appreciate the business, but damn, son, I need him on the field with his mind on football, not mind on his money and money on his mind. Bryce said, I know Coach is mad at me, but that old balding son bitch hasn't paid me a dime, so he can kiss my ass. I'm sipping on gin and juice, laid back. More on this story as it develops. Now, if you've seen the Applebee's commercial that has everyone stupidly dancing during college football games, you're not the only one who hates this ad. This is a real tweet about the commercial. God damn it, I hate Applebee's and their stupid damn commercial. I will never eat at Applebee's as long as I live. If I have to choose between eating Applebee's and passing a kidney stone the size of a pinball, I'll set a high score with no bumpers. Applebee's and ESPN for playing the same damn stupid commercial. If we could burn down every Applebee's in the U.S. and make the company go bankrupt, the world would be a better place. No one likes their microwave $20 plates of soggy dog anyway. Whoever wrote that stupid song would never be allowed to write their name, let alone a fully produced song. And whoever the stupid creative director of Applebee's was that thought this commercial would be a hit deserves to be fired in the blackness of space with only a cold 2 for $20 meal and no napkins and never be allowed to return. Applebee's is the worst thing to happen through this football season. If anyone asks me to eat at Applebee's ever, I'm cutting them out of my life. I'm going to say this commercial on Applebee's more than Dabo Swinney in Texas. That was a real tweet. Oh, by the way, you might want to get good old Dan Mullen dancing and Christian Ballard dancing set up for Stinger there, Lou. Because
which one's going to be first?
Let's do Mullen and then Christian. How about that? Because
all right,
is that okay?
Yep, that's
okay.
Good.
Okay. Well, Dan Mullen has accepted the LouTube challenge. Everyone, when asked could he dance better than Christian Ballard, Mullen said, "I do the best white man overbite dance around, and I will dance against anywhere chosen." Talks now are in discussion to have Christian Ballard and Dan Mullen do a dance-off at the Slob Olympics coming March of this year. Here's what you might expect.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Oh. Don't you wish your girlfriend was free like me? Like me. She. Don't you, baby? Don't you wish your girlfriend was raw like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was fun like me? Big fun.
All right, and now Ballard.
Okay, here's Ballard. Heavy competition. Could be coming to the Slob Olympics. So be on the lookout for that. Because probably Mullen could be fired by then. LouTube Fake News is being brought to you by, hey, don't want a crowd near you because of the pandemic or you just don't like people. Well, now you can discuss people instantly by passing gas anytime. With Henry Dinkler's Sphincter Control. In 3 easy lessons, you'll learn the foods to eat to make the most gas, learn to hold and control your gas, and lastly, fart as loud as you like to make people run away. You'll even learn to make a green mist. No one will want to walk into the mystic. Watch flies perish before your eyes. And part C's the people with Henry Dinkler's Sphincter Control on Blu-ray DVD and on sale at the checkout at all Piggly Wiggly stores. And Hell's Angels Bar in Goose Creek, where the toilet is broke. It has been for several weeks. Hells Angels has a GoFundMe page, but so far it's only raised $13.97. If anyone has an old commode to donate to the Angels, they'd appreciate it and promise any kind of ass-whipping favor of a drunk brother-in-law or an annoying neighbor in return. But buying a sausage casserole and Spam dick cooking in the back, it's the same old smell. Plenty of Charmin soft tissue to go in the back of the woods and take an old-fashioned squat like nature intended it to be. A hatchet is offered in case you run into a snake. At Hell's Angels Bar, just before Stuffy's Firecracker Stand and Goose Creek. And that is the Bluetooth fake news for the week. I'm positive about the negative, but a little negative about the positive. Scott Kerr reporting.
Scott, somebody in the comment section right when you started, and now I done forgot who it was, said that, and I hadn't looked up the lines yet for this week's games, the spreads, but they said that the line on the Georgia-South Carolina game was the biggest in Georgia versus South Carolina history. So while you were doing the fake news, I went and looked it up. Have you seen the line?
No. What is it?
What do you think it is?
I'm guessing 21.
30.
Oh, my God.
Georgia is a 30-point favorite. Whoever said that, and I wish I could remember the name, can you, because they said it's the biggest in history, can you tell me, were you just saying that, or is that true? Did you read that somewhere like it really is the biggest in history? Because if it is, that's something I can use this week.
30 and a half. I just found. Oh my God.
Yeah, I looked at it. Well, I'm betting now it's 30. That's insane to me.
From SportsIllustrated.com, that was the odds. My God. Well, okay. Well, it won't be like it was last year. Not at all. No, thank you. That was 2019.
I'm looking on Bet Now right now, Alejandro. It's 30. I'll put it up. But it's right here. Georgia minus 30. That is unreal.
Well, you know what? Would you bet? Would you put money on the Gamecocks then?
Hell
with
no,
a 30 and a half point spread?
No. Now, I doubt I'll put it on Georgia. You know what it is? You know what? I think almost all of Georgia's injured players are playing this week. And if that happens, then Georgia could win by 35. If Darnell Washington is back and Dominic Blaylock is back and Karis Jackson is back and Tyke Smith on defense, I say all the injured players, not George Pickens, obviously. I don't think he's coming back till November at the earliest, but it could be. I think some of those players, Karis Jackson in particular, I think could have played wide receiver last week if it would have been an SEC game or a game that maybe mattered a little more than UAB. Because he's been returning
he's
punts.
Been playing special teams, right?
Since even in the Clemson game, So I think he's real close. And Blaylock and Darnell have got to be close to, and Tyke Smith. So I don't think Kirby's going to come out and let us all know that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see those guys play some this week.
How about that Bowers kid? Isn't he something?
He is something, and I don't follow recruiting all that closely. So when he committed to UGA, I didn't even recognize the name. So I looked it up, and he was a top 2 or 3 tight end or whatever, but he comes from out west, I think, too. So it's not like I followed him. Yeah, so it's not a kid I was following in high school or anything like that. And I was like, oh, okay, great, another good tight end. But we had Darnell Washington, and then plus the addition of Eric Gilbert, I kind of slid him off on the back burner and was like, well, he'll probably redshirt or whatever, But this guy is unbelievable. I mean, this guy's. I know it's UAB, but he outran those DBs on that long pass. I know.
Big and fast. Yeah. What he's 230 and I don't know what he is as far as height, but he's a big kid and just blew by those guys. Yeah. They said he was fast.
And I haven't seen him drop a ball. He seems to catch everything that's thrown to him.
Yeah. And I was it him? I think they said that he could run 20 on the GPS, run 21 miles per hour.
Good Lord.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I'm like, good Lord. I'm thinking a kid like that. I mean, it's like Davis, on the defensive line.
Yeah.
What is he, 350 pounds? And how fast he is.
Right.
I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I don't know how these big kids can be that big and that fast, but in this day and age, they can, man.
That's
it's unbelievable.
When anytime I talk to somebody and they tell me they're going to their first college football game,
mm-hmm.
and like I'll get a lot of emails from people. Oh, I'm going to my first Georgia game. Tell me, what are some things I need to must do things for my first game or whatever. And okay, the dog walk. Maybe go stand under the arch and take a picture. Or walk through the bookstore. But I always tell them, I said, I say at some point, whether it's in warm-ups, during the game, whatever, find a way to get down on the track that goes around the hedges. You know how you can walk. They have a little sidewalk or whatever. You can walk along the hedges down there where the cheerleaders and all that are. At some point, I tell them, I always say, at some point, walk down there, field level, and watch the linemen run. Watch the linemen run. Because see, when you watch it on TV, you see the wide receivers and the DBs and the running backs, and they're obviously super fast. And so a lot of times the linemen look slow in comparison.
Right.
Go down there and just watch the linemen on a play. Watch the linemen. It's unbelievable it's unbelievable how fast a 350-pound man can move.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know how they condition them to run that fast and be that big. It's beyond, my belief, but nowadays that's exactly the way it is. And that's the way it is on most teams. But Georgia especially has fast kids, especially on the offensive line. They just have, and our defense, I mean, are we not the number one defense in the country? I mean, maybe Alabama might be number one or two. I'm not sure. But we've got to be the number one defense.
I think Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia are the best three defenses in America.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Georgia just swarms all over everybody. Like I said, every time I see it, it just reminds me of Larry Munson calling a game, because Larry would always call, Georgia was swarming all over that particular play right there. They were just all over somebody, and that's the way they're playing now. That blitz defense, and just you don't know where they're coming from, and they're only playing three on the line, and it's just amazing. I love to watch him play defensively. Everyone said, well, the Clemson Georgia game was a boring game. No, it was not. It was a hell of a game. Yeah. That was a great game to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lou, I will let you go. I hope you have a terrific week. I'm looking forward to your season is over, coming up later today, and lunch money later tonight with Big Skin Pete. So,
well, season over yesterday, but top 10 coming out today.
Oh, okay. I missed. Well, yeah, you know what? I missed it. I'll have to go back and look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that you had a promo on, and I thought it was coming up today. That was it.
Yeah. No, I split it into two, though. I uploaded the intro part with the Tool music separately, and then 2 hours later I uploaded the talking part. So just to let you know when you look for it, but it's the last two videos that were uploaded yesterday. So.
Right. You know what? I love Sam Pittman. I'm going to say one last thing. I love Sam Pittman, Arkansas coach. Because he just says he just says all the right things.
Yeah.
He said, well, next week, we may lose and you guys might, not like me and all that. He said, but today we had a good day.
Yeah.
And I just, I think that players love this guy. I think he's a player's coach, and that's why they're playing the way they are. But man, they just stomped all over Texas. That was like, wow.
That quarterback they got, he's pretty good.
Big kid, isn't
yeah.
it?
It's the first time I've seen him play, but he's pretty good. I liked watching him play.
Well, it looks like there's going to be this year. I mean, Kentucky's looking pretty darn good. There's going to be some competition this year in the SEC.
Yeah.
Now, Jimbo Fisher got embarrassed by Colorado. Oh, you're right. They might have they might have had a little too much CBD or up there in Denver or something. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah, I think Georgia and Bama are clearly like above everyone else, but I think there's a lot more teams crammed into that second tier now than in years past. Like, normally Kentucky and Arkansas are sort of, bottom tier type teams, but, this year teams like that can beat an Ole Miss or an LSU or a Florida maybe even.
Well, everyone thought the Mississippi State was going to lose too, and
I did. I definitely did, and that I thought that was a good win for them. Yeah, I thought they were going to lose.
Yeah, and Ole Miss looks good. I mean, it's going to be. Well, I heard someone say it. I forget who it was. Oh, I know. It was the SEC football final show. On that, someone said, "Look, you can compare all the other conferences. There is no better conference than the SEC. It just isn't. There's no one even close to the SEC and how they play. And so, go Dogs!
Go Dogs! All right, Scott. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Scott Kerr checking in with the fake news. One of my favorite parts of the week. Scott Kerr and the fake news. Appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. I think I just got right into it when I started the show, but I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. Go Bucks, Jay Shipes, Kevin Dog Fan for Life, Sports Expert, Albert Sancho, Miss Maneater. Yikes. Millis Vanillis. Yes. M. Johnson. Big Dog. Colby. GF Sports, Alan V, Troll Patrol. Look at Alan. Alan was nice enough to let me take my picture with him. Look at him. Look at. We need to get Alan a badge that says Troll Patrol. I'm going to look into that, Alan. I'm going to see if I can find a website or something that'll make custom badges. And we're going to get you a badge. Says Troll Patrol, or maybe we'll do like undercover officers or narcotics officers do, where they don't actually wear the badge on their chest; they wear it around their neck on a chain. But we're gonna look into getting you something. You need a Troll Patrol badge, bad. A&M is just laundering money. Plays football for a hobby. Stray Dog, good morning. Darian Ford, good morning. Rob Dog, Cage Unlimited, Bulldog JC, Bama Fanatic, John Cofield. LW, thank you for hitting the super chat this morning and supporting the show. I really appreciate that. He says, Urban versus... I guess that's Houston, HOU. Look like headaches are on the way. Oh, they got blown out, didn't they? I wanted to look that. I wanted to. I know no one likes the NFL. I know, but it was the first week of games. So, did y'all watch any NFL yesterday? I tried to watch some of the Falcons. Good God, they're terrible. They didn't even score a touchdown. Had 2 field goals. Man, the Falcons are an abject failure. Thank God they drafted a tight end with that number 4 pick, though. That 30 yards receiving he had yesterday really made a difference. Atlanta lost 32-6 to Jalen Hurts. That's pitiful. That's sad. You know what was a good game was the one last night. Did y'all watch that? Chicago and the Chicago Bears versus the Rams. How dumb are the Chicago Bears? They're playing Andy Dalton. They deserve to lose. They put Justin Fields in a little bit, and of course he scored. Andy Dalton's been in the league for 10 years. We know what Andy Dalton is. And it's not good. It's not good. The Bears have a great defense. Now, they need more weapons on offense. They need an elite wide receiver or an upgrade at running back or something. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that playing Justin Fields at quarterback is going to lead to a Super Bowl for the Bears. That's not what I'm saying. But the Bears would be a better team with Justin Fields at quarterback than Andy Dalton. I mean, why? The Chicago Bears fans have got to be frustrated because he looks good every time they put him in. And then they trot Andy Dalton back out there. That's got to be frustrating for the Bears fans. The Cincinnati-Minnesota game was good. Jamar Chase went off over 100 yards receiving. Did y'all see that? Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. The Titans got destroyed. Oh, you know what else was a good game? And I watched some of this one, too. I think this was a 4 o'clock game. I watched some of this one, the Chiefs and the Browns. That was a good game. That Browns punter. He's got to be feeling bad today, doesn't he? The Browns really should have won that game, and their punter dropped the snap, and it gave the game to the Chiefs basically there at the end of the fourth quarter. New England lost to Miami. New Orleans beat the bejesus out of Green Bay. That surprised me. That surprised me. Poor bad dog, man. Because Denver's not any good. Denver's not any good. And they handled New York. They handled the Giants no problem. I feel bad for bad dog. Bad dog, are you listening this morning? I feel bad for you, buddy. The Giants are. Yeah, Chubb did all right. Yeah, I think Chubb had around 80 yards. Couple of touchdowns, I think. Did you know that last year Nick Chubb averaged 10 yards per carry in the fourth quarter? Now, we're mostly college fans in here, so we're used to the elite running backs averaging, 6, 7, 8 yards a carry over the course of a season, In the NFL, 4 yards per carry is a Pro Bowl year. And in the fourth quarter last year, Nick Chubb averaged 10 yards per carry. When it's time to put the game away. Yeah, and he averaged 5 yards, 4.6 yards after contact he averaged last year. In the NFL, this isn't Oklahoma we're talking about. You're not going up against an Oklahoma defense. I mean, you're going up against legitimate defenses every single week in the NFL. 10 yards a carry in the fourth quarter when it's time to put the game away, and 4.6 yards per carry over the course of the season after contact. Johnny, that's not going to happen. Stetson Bennett's not replacing JT Daniels. Yeah, Mac Jones looked okay. I think he had almost 300 yards passing. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, he had 281 yards passing. They lost, but he looked okay. Matthew Stafford, man, it sure does feel good to see Matthew Stafford on a decent team, doesn't it? People troll Matthew Stafford on my channel. I think it's just because he went to Georgia. But Matthew Stafford is an elite NFL quarterback and has been for 12 years. I think he was he wasn't he the fastest quarterback in history to get to 40,000 yards or something like that. Matthew Stafford's an elite NFL quarterback and has been for a long time. It's good to see him get out of Detroit. And the Rams looked good. Like I mentioned, they played the Bears, but Stafford had 321 yards passing in that game. The Rams won 34-14. That was the night game last night. I don't like this game tonight. Baltimore at Las Vegas. That's boring to me. Lamar Jackson. I mean, I guess it's fun to watch Lamar Jackson, I guess, for a little while, but I don't know. I doubt I'll watch. I got the Lunch Money Show at 10. I might watch a little bit of that game before the Lunch Money Show, but that game doesn't really interest me. That game doesn't really interest me. Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. UGA super fan coming? ? If so, why would it be Raj? I'm not going to make a Georgia super fan character. I am the character. You know what, Maneater? I have never even opened up that Bob Ross thing I got for Christmas. I should have. And now I'm definitely not going to do it now during the season. But that's something I definitely need to do next off season is open up that Bob Ross thing I got and make some paintings for y'all. Clint Eastwood says, I saw Ballard at the bar last night and he threw up all over himself. Oh, by the way, to the mods in here, this goes for today and every other day, whether it's this show or any other live show, or I do. If you see Ballard comment at all, I don't care what the comment is, time him out. Thank you. Painting is BBD's gimmick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, he has the finger painting, though. My gimmick is I have the Bob Ross starter kit that somebody gave me for Christmas. I'm supposed to be painting landscapes or whatever. Because he did it to me yesterday on BVD's show last night. He timed me out for typing talk talk. I typed talk talk and he timed me out. So I just want Ballard timed out every time he makes a comment on this channel from now to eternity. If I happen to see him comment, I'll do it. But, I don't always see all the comments. So if any of the mods see Ballard comment, I don't care what the comment is, just immediately time him out. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. All right. Let's look at the pointless polls that came out yesterday. Of course, the only ranking that matters until the playoff ranking is the UNCLELOU ranking, which comes out this afternoon. But just for shits and giggles, we'll look at the AP and the coaches. Georgia getting some first place votes this week, but Alabama's still number one in both polls. Georgia 2, Oklahoma 3, Oregon 4. So you got the same top four in both polls. How do y'all feel about Oregon being number 4? I agree with the first three. I don't know about Oregon being number 4. Now, that was a good win. That was a great win for them. But I don't know. I may end up putting Oregon 4 too, but I don't know. Iowa is 2-0 with 2 wins over ranked teams. Oregon's 2-0 with a win over a top 5 Ohio State team and a struggle win over a group of 5 team. So I don't know. And then the coaches poll has Texas A&M at 5. And they're lucky to be 2-0. They're extremely lucky to be 2-0. How serious is that Haynes King injury? Does anybody know? Let me see if I can find some information on that. For those of you that don't know, the Texas A&M quarterback Haynes King was injured on the first series of that game. So Texas A&M played basically the entire game with their backup. So let's see. Let's see what this says. Haynes King went down with a worrisome injury. The Aggie quarterback could walk off under his own power, but he would go back to the locker room for the remainder of the game. The injury should be taken seriously, as Jimbo Fisher surely would have sent his new quarterback back into the game. The fact that King was not put back in should be concerning. The Aggie defense. That doesn't even say what the injury is. It just says right leg injury. Texas A&M QB Haynes King suffered a lower right leg injury in the first quarter. Sustained injury while scrambling to his right on third down. Richard, freshman, left the field for evaluation and returned to the Aggies sideline in street clothes and on crutches with his foot in a boot. You know, that's one thing the NFL that I like better about the NFL. The secrecy in college football is insane. The secrecy is just ridiculous. I mean, they can't even tell us, never mind how long he's going to be out, they can't even tell us what the injury is. Big Dog, what's up, buddy? Thank you for hitting the super chat. He says, good morning, Uncle Lou. Just checking in. Greatest show on YouTube. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have a good week as well. Thank you for supporting the show through the super chat. Super chat located directly below the comments section for your convenience. There's also a PayPal link for those of you that don't mind doing it that way. YouTube steals 50% of your super chat. PayPal does not. Got him. Got him. Maneater says, I want to see Penn State versus Iowa. You got Penn State versus Auburn this week. That's going to be a good one, too. That's going to be a good one, too. Simply AKG wants to know, are you allowed to decommit from a fan base? Well, people have done it before. All right, expert, take it easy, buddy. See you next time. Eric says, I think Auburn wins. Hard to know about Auburn. I mean, they've played two nobodies, but when I say this all the time, when you play a nobody, the best you can do is blow them out. That's what Auburn has done. But now they got to go on the road, unfamiliar environment, at Penn State. Penn State's favored by 6.5. Penn State favored by 6.5. I think I think you at least know what you have with Penn State. I mean, they've played, a tough opponent on the road and won. They played Wisconsin week 1 in Madison. Came away with a win. Blew out a nobody this past weekend, but they at least have one game where they've been tested, so you kind of know what you have with Penn State. I don't know that you really know what you have yet with Auburn. We'll find out this week, though. That's the night game on ABC. Is that where College Game Day is going to be? Does anybody know? Does anybody know where College Game Day is this week? Texas should be an underdog versus Rice, says D4, and he's a Texas fan. Rice gave Arkansas a good game. Yeah, Rice was beating Arkansas at halftime. Arkansas pulled away in the second half. College Game Day is on Disney Channel. I don't even know what that means. Bartley says, yeah, Auburn, Penn State. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, that'll be a good game. Well, I don't know if it'll be a good game. I don't know what to think of Auburn, but it'll be an interesting game. I'll watch that one for sure. Texas is going to boat race Rice. Let the emotions settle. Yeah, I think Texas will take care of Rice. I think they'll take care of Rice. Auburn has been okay, to be honest. Yeah, they played 2 bad teams and they blew them out. I mean, that's all you can do. Play a bad team, blow them out. That's the best you can do. Is Ballard a Dogs fan? No. He's a Gump. ATL Knoll says FSU going winless this year. Oh, what about the Miami-Michigan State game this weekend? Now, that's going to be a good one, too. That's going to be a good one, too. Let's pull up this. Well, I'll pull up the schedule of games. Let's do that. We'll go through the schedule. Try to figure out when am I going to be streaming this Saturday. Let's find out. Let's find out. Week 2? No. Week 3, please, though. Oh man, a terrible Thursday game. Ohio at Louisiana. Not interested. Friday games, Central Florida at Louisville, Maryland at Illinois. Oh, God, Nebraska at Oklahoma. Now, how bad is that going to be? How bad is that going to be? Now, what's the spread on that game? That one's got to be about 30 points, too. Let's see if we can find that one. Nebraska and Oklahoma. That line's got to be way too big. Oklahoma's a 22-point favorite. Shit, that ain't enough. That ain't enough, is it? I don't think that's enough. Oklahoma might beat them by 40. I'm being honest. Cincinnati only a 3-point favorite over Indiana? Shit. Give me Cincinnati. Anyway, let me get off of that. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff on the Lunch Money Show tonight. What am I doing here? So at noon, you got Nebraska at Oklahoma, Cincinnati at Indiana, Virginia Tech at West Virginia, Michigan State at Miami, loser of this game is the worst team in Tennessee. Tennessee Tech at Tennessee. Boston College at Temple. That's some good noon games there. Nebraska and Oklahoma, Cincinnati, Indiana, Michigan State, Miami, Virginia Tech, West Virginia. That's a good lineup of noon games. That's a good lineup of noon games. Afternoon games here. Purdue at Notre Dame. Alabama at Florida. 3:30. CBS. Georgia Tech at the Tater. Oh, my God. Taters by 100. Taters by 100. Of course, Clemson will have to score all their points with their defense, just like Georgia, because Georgia and Clemson have no offense. And Clemson's going 1-11, and Georgia's going 2-10. Tulsa at Ohio State. That'll be a good get-right game for Ohio State there. Florida State at Wake Forest. I bet you Wake Forest is favored. That's sad. God, that's sad. That's sad. Not much on at 3:30 outside of Alabama at Florida. Nothing all that interesting. I mean, Georgia Tech's going to get destroyed by Clemson. Florida State at Wake Forest might be a close game, but it's two teams nobody cares about. Southern Cal at Washington State. Southern Cal had one of the most disappointing losses. How do you lose to the tree, man? Stanford is terrible, and Southern Cal got absolutely throttled by the tree while nobody was watching. That game came on at 10:30 on Fox. No one watched that shit. And the beginning of the game didn't even come on. It was like the second quarter by the time the game came on because they showed the end of a pointless regular season baseball game. I don't understand that. Somebody at Fox made a bad decision there. They should have cut out of the baseball game immediately, possibly even sooner. Yeah, there ain't much interesting in the afternoon. Let's see what's going on with the primetime games. East Carolina at Marshall. South Carolina at Georgia, 7 o'clock. Auburn at Penn State, 7:30. Virginia at North Carolina, 7:30. Tulane at Ole Miss. Stanford at Vandy. Oh, my God. What is that, a spelling bee? Arizona State at BYU. That might be a good game. Give me Arizona State by 100, though. Iowa State at UNLV. Fresno State at UCLA. UCLA was off this past week, so we'll see how they look after that big win over LSU a couple of weeks ago. Is UCLA the best team in the Pac-12? Let me ask you that. If UCLA was playing Oregon tomorrow, who would you pick? If UCLA and Oregon were playing on a neutral field tomorrow, who would you take? Who would you take? Of course, they play Oregon on October 23rd. They get them at home. That'll be a big game. If both those teams stay undefeated, that'll be a big game. UCLA has Fresno State this week at Stanford. They should be able to win both of those and be 4-0. Then they host Arizona State. That'll be a good game. Then they go on the road at Arizona. They're way better than Arizona. Then they go on the road at Washington. They should win both of those games on the road at Arizona and at Washington. Then they host Oregon on October 23rd. At Utah, October 30th. Then they have a bye week. And then their last two games, they host Colorado, play on the road at Southern Cal, and then home against Cal. Last three games, I mean. I don't know. Slim Shady Canes, thank you for hitting the super chat. Miami will lose by 14, only because noon heat in Miami will get to Michigan State. You think Miami loses this week, huh? They should have lost Saturday. We're lucky to get that win against App State, honestly. They were lucky to get that win against App State, honestly. Nathan Hale says you are seriously butthurt. Me? I don't really have a reason to be butthurt. Not yet. Maybe later in the year. Lou hates hogs. Still butthurt over dumb Texas bet. Sir, I started this season with $35 in bet now. Okay, I'm not butthurt over losing a Texas bet. I promise. Okay, I promise. I've made 6 times my money through the first 3 weeks. I lose bets every week. I lose bets every week. Well, not week 0, I didn't. Week 0, I didn't lose any bets. I was 2-0. So I lose bets almost every week. You know what? I'm going to hide fat piece of shit because I just don't like that name. It was a good week to bet the underdog. Other than the big 3, Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma, it was a good week to bet the underdogs. Texas, Arkansas, underdog. Southern Cal, Stanford, underdog. Iowa State, underdog. Miami, App State, underdog. It was a good week to bet underdogs. I took Iowa. Iowa was the underdog. I took Iowa on the money line, so I made like 1.7 times my money on that game. So that was a good one. I hit a good one there. I hit a good one there. Well, what the hell happened to the comments section? The comment section disappeared from me. What was your biggest bet ever? Last year I bet $900 on Louisiana Tech versus SMU, I think it was. I think that's what it was anyway. Yeah, I won. I hit it. Yeah, I regretted doing it because I got talked into doing it. Obviously I didn't regret it because of the outcome. I won the bet, but it was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I got to arguing with somebody in the comment section. I think they asked me who I liked in that game, and I said I liked the underdog. And basically they told me I was an idiot, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I shouldn't be talking about spreads because I'm so retarded and blah 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 blah. And if you really think I can't remember which team was the underdog now. I think it was Louisiana Tech though. I said if you really think Louisiana Tech's that good, you'd bet on it. But anyway, they got me mad. And at the time, my Bet Now account was at like $980 something, and I bet it all. I bet every dime of it on that game and won. And I showed it on stream too the next day, so I'm not making it up. I went to my Bet Now account and I showed the I showed my betting history where I'd bet the $980 in my account balance, which was almost $2,000. Florida going to get raped if we put Emily Jones out there. Well, Tiny Tonto, I've got bad news for you. I've got bad news for you, sir. Florida Gators sticking with Emory Jones as starting quarterback. Florida coach Dan Mullen is sticking with Emory Jones as his starting quarterback despite a second straight game with 2 interceptions. Freshman quarterback Anthony Richardson, meanwhile, continues to impress from a backup role, throwing touchdowns on each of his first 2 pass attempts against South Florida. He also ran for an 80-yard touchdown. Richardson came up limping after the run, what Mullen said was a hamstring pull. Mullen was asked whether Jones, a redshirt junior, would remain the starter. Yeah, Mullen said, laughing. Yes, as I said, we have 2 really good quarterbacks. We'll play 2 in every game. Jones started week 1 against Florida Atlantic and completed 17 of 27 passes for 113 yards. Whoopity-doo. 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Against South Florida on Saturday, his numbers were similar. 14 of 22 for 151 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. 2 games, 4 interceptions against 2 terrible teams. I'll put the over. If I put the over under number of interceptions that Emily Jones throws against Alabama, if I put the over under in 2.5, you're taking the over or the under. Still better than JT Daniels. Well, you are. You've got to be out of your mind. There ain't a soul alive who thinks Emory Jones is better than JT Daniels. There is not a soul. You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that. Mullen was also asked, could you drop low and shake that sweet ass?
Like me, she told you, baby. Don't you wish your girlfriend was raw like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was fun like me? Big fun, don't you?
Gotta love Dan Mullen. He's a Florida man. I don't know if y'all knew that. He's a Florida man, Lou! He's a Florida man. Eric says, I hope Florida-Bama is close, but my money's on Bama, and my money's on Cincinnati. $21 on both. Locking it in, but I'll wait till lunch money. I really like Cincinnati this week against Indiana. Texas State just beat FIU. We want Miami. JT Daniels to Tennessee. No, JT Daniels to NFL. That's his next stop. The Did Trevor Lawrence shit the bed yesterday? Let's find out. Trevor Lawrence, 28 of 51. They're going to wear him out, ain't they? Trevor Lawrence, 28 of 51, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. His QBR, 14. Trevor Lawrence had a QBR of 14. I didn't even know it went that low. Justin Fields, QBR, 78.2. 78.2. What about all those idiots that bought Tim Tebow Jaguar jerseys? Hard to feel sorry for people that dumb, ain't it? Yeah, Joe Burrow played good. Jamar Chase, too. Jamar Chase had 100 yards receiving from Joe Burrow. Yeah, Atlanta got destroyed. So did Iowa State, Jeff. So sorry for your loss, buddy. I was saying earlier, you're the only Iowa State fan I know, but I feel bad that your team got beat on Saturday. Oh, yeah, LW. Medical condition incoming for Urban Meyer. 51 passes they made Trevor Lawrence throw in his first game ever. Yeah, the Giants, I feel bad for Bad Dog. The Giants were just absolutely horrible because Denver's not any good. Denver's not any good, and they were way better than the Giants yesterday. I definitely wanted Jordan Birch. I don't know as much about Zach Pickens, but I wanted Jordan Birch too. He is good. But other than their defensive line, they just don't have anything. They're just not any good. And the thing is, they have really put themselves in a box with the quarterback situation because Zeb Nolan is absolutely terrible. I mean, he's proven that 2 weeks in a row. He's awful, just like everybody knew he would be. And are they really going to start the other guy? Are they really going to let the other guy get his first start on the road against a Georgia defense? Like, I don't know what the status is of that Luke Doty with his injury. I have no idea. But if he's ready to play, are they really going to give him his first start on the road against? Can you imagine? It's not going to be good either way. I never predict a shutout because it's so hard to shut somebody out. I would never predict a shutout, but I can't see. Can anybody see South Carolina scoring double digits in this game? Over 10? I can't see it. Yeah, I feel bad for Jeff because this was Iowa State's one of their highest preseason rankings of all time. There's all that hype around his team, Iowa State, and then they come out and lose in week 2. I do feel bad for Jeff Webster. Oh, Roquan Smith's a monster. The Bears have a great defense. They need some more. They need some skill players on all. They need a wide receiver, bad. And they need to get Andy Dalton the hell out of the game and let Justin Fields play. Lou, you are right about Campbell getting out. What does that mean? That might be even worse, Tonto, that you bought a Tebow jersey after he was released. That might be worse. Oh, Matt Campbell's who you're talking about. Yeah, he better get out of there. Because what's going to happen is as soon as all these seniors leave, Iowa State's going back to winning 6 and 7 games a year, and no one's going to want Matt Campbell. He ought to leave now. They cut Tebow a month ago. Yeah, we know. Uncle Lou, have you watched Zach Smith's channel? Yes. In fact, hold on a second. He wants to do a... Damn, I forgot, too. When is that? He wanted to do something, and I forgot. Oh, he wants to do something today. Unless something changes, I think me and him are doing something today. A video. Hendon Ho. That Hendon Ho for Tennessee is really something. I love the comments, too, in my comment section that say, this guy's an idiot. Doesn't even know the players' names. It's Hendon Hooker. I'm like, I left a reply. I was like, are you sure? Who said Iowa's better than UGA? Nobody said that with a straight face. Nobody believes that. Who said that? Somebody actually said that? Ludi watch Late Kick. Yeah, I like, what's the guy's name? Josh Pate. I like him. I mean, I don't watch every single thing he uploads, but I'm subscribed to him, and I do watch him on occasion. Ashton Kutcher said Iowa is better than UGA? Oh, my God. Yeah, Eric, they play Indiana this week. They play Notre Dame later on. They win those 2 games and go 13-0 with a conference title, they got a shot. Zach Smith said Iowa's better than UGA? Well, he's out of his mind. I'll tell him that today, too, if we do that video. I'll definitely tell him. Okay, now y'all are trolling. Y'all are definitely trolling. Hey, y'all tune into Lunch Money tonight. Rhino 26 is coming on with us. What time? What? Lunch Money? 10 o'clock every 10 o'clock every Monday. It's right on the screen there. Lunch Money every Monday night at 10. Yeah, you too, Tort UGA. Oregon deserves to be top 4. Well, they are 4 in the AP and the coaches poll. Who's replacing Clay Helton? Good question. Oh, the Miami fans are still around. All right, ATL Noel, take it easy, buddy. Oh, yeah, I do have to change this thing on the bottom. I forgot about that. Let me do that now. Shout out to Colby. Isn't it Colby? I think it's Colby this week. There you go. Shout out to Colby. I changed it. Yeah, good luck to your Cyclones, Jeff. Yabba dabba doo. Clemson plays Georgia Tech this week. How ugly is that going to be? Also, are the Falcons the worst team in the NFL? Maybe. Maybe. West Virginia or Virginia Tech? I'm probably going to take Virginia Tech. Yeah, he's not starting, Tonto. Dan Mullen. Emory Jones is better. So says Dan Mullen. Same Dan Mullen that told you Felipe Franks was better than Kyle Trask. You know what it is, Nick? I think the Virginia Tech win against North Carolina was a good win, and I think the West Virginia loss to Maryland was a bad loss. So with the line being that close, I'm probably – who's the home team? Would that matter? Who's the home team? Yeah, yeah, I think that would matter. I'm probably going to take Virginia Tech, though. You'd rather have Emily Jones than Stetson Baggins? Well, Stetson Baggins has had more yards and touchdowns in the first half Saturday than Emily Jones has all year. So, Luke Fickell at Southern Cal. You know, Luke Fickell may stay at Cincinnati now that they're joining the Big 12. Stetson Baggins is Bilbo's cousin. Oh, West Virginia's at home. I think that does matter. I mean, West Virginia's got a good home field advantage. How do you feel about Virginia Tech ranked 15? Well, like I said, I do think that was a good win over North Carolina. And they're undefeated. Well, a lot of teams are undefeated. It's week 3, so we'll see where they end up. But like right now, Virginia Tech feels like a top 25 team. No, Polo, I didn't. You want to know what video I did see? And it might be the best video of all time. This might be the best video of all time. Who has seen the video of the cat at the Miami Hurricanes game? I'm going to play it, but who's seen it? Have y'all seen the I'm fixing to play it right now. Who has seen the video of the cat at the Miami Hurricanes App State game? This might be the greatest video of all time. I'm going to play it. This I'm serious. This might be the greatest video of all time. Watch this. Watch the guys down here with the American flag. You see the cat dangling from up top? That's a cat. I got to see that again. I love how the guy holds the cat up in the air like a baseball, like it's a foul ball that he caught at a baseball game or something. This might be the greatest video of all time. For real. Isn't that crazy? That was great. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in this morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. To do this song and dance all over again. I hope to see you all tonight on the Lunch Money Show at 10 p.m. Me and Pigskin Pete host that show. We'll talk about all the games this weekend and the point spreads and the over-unders and give you a few picks on some games coming up. And Rhino 26 will be joining us on Lunch Money tonight. So make sure y'all tune in tonight, 10 p.m. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. What a great day. Shout out to Scott Kerr for the fake news. If anybody wants to come on the show with me tomorrow morning, email me. Email me if anybody wants to come on tomorrow. All right, then. See y'all next time. Have a good morning.